Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Cerrado Gold's channel, an emerging mid-tier gold producer in the midst of a commodities renaissance. Joining us today, Chief Executive Officer Mark Brennan. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thank you very much.
Pleasure. And we have lots to dive into. This is probably one of the most exciting times in the gold market, sitting over $1,900 an ounce. We have a mid-tier gold company with yourself that's over doubled the sales in gold, and it looks like it could only really get better from here in this current macro environment. But I noticed recently that Cerrado Gold introduced the dual stream gold production growth strategy that you offered updates on your news filings. Do you want to kind of break that down and offer some iteration of what's going on with that?
Sure. What's been interesting is, we acquired this project in March of 2020. And so we really spent 2020 and 2021 really understanding the deposit and understanding the resource, drilling it. And ultimately, what we've come up with on our exploration program is that we're finding a lot more lower grade ore that has the capability to be very, very economic. And as you may recall, when we acquired the property, our thesis was 8 or 9 years, 50,000 ounces of production on a base case. And so what we're looking at is everyone, intuitively, instinctively dives into high grade material. The higher grade, the better. Now, our deposit right now has got an average grade of just under 5 grams per ton. So that's pretty good. But what we've found is that, there's a lot of tonnage represented from anywhere from 0.3 to 1.6 grams that can be highly, highly economic for us. And if we use a different methodology of processing. So what we do right now is we process both higher grade material and lower grade material through our CIL plant. And basically this new strategy that we've developed from drilling, it's come out from our exploration side, is we're going to look at now developing a heap leach facility up north, and that should add another 20,000 ounces a year in 2023. And then also we're going to look at bringing heap leaching into the south. So right now we're putting through the mill anywhere from about 4.8 to 4.9 grams per ton. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, anything 1.6 grams and above, we're going to put through the plant. Anything between 0.3 grams and 1.6 grams, we're going to actually put it through the heap leach. And basically, this has the ability to take us up to production capacity of about 90,000 ounces in 2024. So it has the ability to drive us from our current production base case of 50,000 up to 90,000 ounces per year in a couple of years. And basically, we've strategically developed it in a manner that we can fund it internally. We've delayed it by about 6 months to come into production so that we can actually fund it internally. We don't have to go to the market and dilute. And it looks very, very attractive. And so, when we took over Jacobina, it was a mine that the South Africans had really focused on narrow, high-grade veining. And what we did is we took it from one vein out to 1 meter vein to 3 meter vein. And basically, we added a lot more ounces very cheaply that we could, produce very cheaply, which has actually been the success that Yamana has today. So the reality is that we're basically looking at the same kind of concept to add a lot more ounces to the life of mine.
That's incredible. And you're one of these companies that's already operating with incredible margin bases at the current cost of gold. Now, when you're talking about kind of, getting that little bit of a value add by taking on some of the lower grammage per ton, what is the margin looking like on that aspect of it?
I mean, we're targeting, the studies indicate right now is that it's $1,100 ounce production. And we have very, very strong IRRs when we're using $1,600 gold. So I love the fact that gold's moving higher. I don't know whether that's short-term tension related and safety oriented, but the reality is that $1,800 gold, we're very, very happy.
So anything above here is even better. Cherry on top of that cake, man. So talking a little bit about the drill programs you got going on there is just kind of the exploration front. How are those operations going thus far?
Well, it's going, again, what we've uncovered is a lot of new ounces and lower grade ounces. Now what we're focusing on is moving underground, and that's where we expect to see substantially higher ounces, and we included that in our press release. But basically what our expectation and our hope is that we're going to see average grades between that 5 to 10 grams per ton, hopefully closer to the top of the range. It's too premature to say right now, but at the same point, higher grade material that we'll be able to throw through the plant, which will be which will be exploited underground. There's been no underground development or exploration of to note on the property to date. And if you look around at our neighbors, if you look at Yamana with Cerro Moro, when you look at Cerro Vanguardia by Anglo, they're doing a dual production strategy of underground mining for a substantial portion of their mining, as well as the open pits. So, we've quite naturally fallen into this same methodology that our neighbors are using. Listen, if we can be anywhere as successful as Anglo producing 8.5 million ounces to date, or even Yamana, we'd be very, very happy.
And what's kind of a timeline are you guys kind of projected to see some of those results?
Well, I guess in terms of what we need to do now is we need to start to formalize, the quantum and actually the economics of how we're going to produce those resources. And that's really what we've been, again, that's a natural extension of where we've been. So I would guess, we're certainly looking to add a substantial amount of ounces between now and the end of the year, but I would think maybe somewhere around summer, we would look to be potentially putting out a new resource.
Well, on that note, Mark, I appreciate these updates today. Always very insightful. You're a very experienced guy. I appreciate it.
Well, this has been a tremendous, exciting experience for us, and with the new unwrapping of this onion, I guess. And so it's terrific to get out there and tell the story, and no better than to be telling the story to you. I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your support of the story.
Thanks a lot. On that note, folks, I pass the question off to you. As always, let us know what you think in that comment section below. Consider subscribing, because as the news comes down the wire, we'll continue to update it here. But stay cool, stay awesome, and as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.